Welcome to SaySoft Solution MarketDialer Agent Portal Demonstration segment number 8. In this segment, we will be demonstrating the CRM search feature provided in the MarketDialer, located here to the left-hand side in the feature buttons. So let's review. If you've attended previous segments of the Agent Portal demonstrations, you have landed here once you've logged in on the summary page. And the summary page gives you your talk time and statuses as indicated here, the dispositions, the count that you encountered, the time that you spent on them, and the total down at the bottom. Also your login and log out times for logging in and logging out to the various different kind of campaigns, as you see, are noted here. The agent logged in on one and logged out and logged in on another, and so on and so forth. This is quite typical. The administrator might suggest that he wants you working certain campaigns at certain times or for certain reasons. Check with your administrator. So continuing down in the summary page, this is the calls for this period. So in our demonstration here, we're talking about the CRM tool, and as you see in the summary here, we know that we've encountered some people, and here are their dispositions. And well, we might be interested in pulling out all the interested people that we encountered today, or our administrator might be saying that I would like to know how many answer machines you encountered, or whatever the case might be. We have a summary of that information here, but we can narrow our search down by using the CRM tool, located here on the left-hand side on the bottom. So let's click on our CRM tool. Our CRM tool will provide us some ability to narrow our search down or to search by category or dispositions. So let's begin here by searching on by category, dispositions in this case. These dispositions are the disposition that live in this campaign. It may be shown differently on your system when you try to replicate this, and keep that in mind. So we know, for as an example, that we give you the other information like welcome, SIP extension, the campaign you're currently logged into, and if we had been taking calls, this would be populated with the list name and of course our conference room number. But that is not the focus of this demonstration. This is about the CRM and its abilities. I'll give you a brief overview of how to search by using criteria. Some of these here that we've added, these other criterias, search criterias, such as first name and last name and home phone and things like that. There are default settings that come with this, but we've added some other customized fields here that we want to be able to search by. As an example, the last four of the Social Security number, or perhaps the company website, or we want to narrow it down by, our administrator told us to search for all cities by the name of Hollywood. So let's use that as an example, and we'll go ahead and use this as an example to search for leads that come up with a city of Hollywood. And you see what we've done here is displayed the results here, the search results down below for any that came up with a city of Hollywood in it. As an example, you might want to change it to a state like Connecticut. As an example, our administrator told us that to focus on calls to Connecticut today in a certain campaign that we were logged in, or a list that he had activated for us. So once we click on that, the state of Connecticut, as it shows here, CT, will populate with that criteria that match that search. So as an example, why don't we see if there's some California leads here, and we'll go ahead and change that and put in California, and as you see, we found no California leads at this time in this campaign. So what we have demonstrated here is that you have the ability to narrow your search down by a city, as an example shown here, or if you knew your company website or their company website as an example, you might put in that .com that you remembered, and see if it comes up with anything for you at that time. which it did not. So there's nothing for it to show here as it shows you. There are no results to be presented in this case for this website. And what we can do now is, well, we can search. If we knew the customer or the prospect's name, we could, put in their first name and bring that up, or, whatever the case might be. If we just remembered it was Norman, we might just put Norm. I wasn't sure if it was Norma or Norma, and well, it's going to come up and tell us that for Norm, it did find something that came close, because remembering we're doing not an exact search, but a Boolean type search where it's going to look for Norm, and of course it came up with Norma again. So that's quite normal in this situation when you're doing search just like other searches. But we also provide the ability in this situation to search by category here, or dispositions. As I mentioned earlier, these are the dispositions that are in this campaign. Not in another campaign, just this campaign. So let's use this as an example. Now, a callback with a callback, a space between the word call and back, will redirect us to callbacks that have been calendared. As you see, it will present it here in the callback section, and that's quite normal in this situation. Let's go back to the CRM and continue going down the list. We'll just pick do not call, and you see it presents us with the ones that were dispositioned as do not call. We'll go down the list, just keep going down the list, and now all the hung-ups will be presented to us. The next ones are interested. All the interesteds are being presented to us here that fit into this space here, and as you can see, we're showing you that the search results are returning interested. Okay, for the status, we provide you with their name if shown in the list. Sometimes the name is not shown, as you see here. These were inbound calls, most likely, that customers called inbound, and all we had was their caller ID number and not their name. We collected the information later. So let's continue down the list, and the next one is wrong numbers. As you see, we're going to get presented with all the ones that match that status or category of wrong number as it's presented here. And we'll just continue down with My Yahoo. We have one My Yahoo here. Let's pick answering machines, and typically you might have a lot of answering machines. In this case, the administrator has turned off answering machine detection, or AMD, so that the agent will encounter any answering machine, so they can either leave a message or that type of a thing. So let's continue down the list, and the next one is I got you. There's another one is I got you, and let's just do the last one of callback without a space, and we have none. As you see, that comes up to a disposition indication or category, which we have none at this time. So what we can do is set this back to select category, and click the search button down here if we needed to, and you'll see it'll present all of the disposition. I think that keeps a record here of 50 leads that it can present in the search results. So what we want to do now is we can, as an example, since we've Norma was interested, happens to be here at the top, but we can narrow that down by interested again, and we know that in this example, well, let's just start calling back some of our interested people. We can do that. We can simply pick one of the people that are interested, and we can click on that lead to bring it up, as you see here, and it is now populated with the lead information. And as we discussed in previous segments of the agent portal demonstrations, the disposition history and the lead history. So we know that this customer was interested, and they didn't necessarily say to call us back, but they sounded interested, and well, I want to follow up with them, so I can manually dial their number here, and in this case they only have one phone number listed in the home phone field in the main pane section. And as you recall, if you've attended other demonstrations, we only dial numbers from the main pane. So if I hover over and I select home phone number, I can go ahead and now click that and manually call this prospect back. As is happening now, I hear the phone number being dialed in my headset, and we might encounter an answer machine or actually speak to the prospect, whatever the case may be. So this will give you the ability to manually dial after using the CRM tool to locate your prospect based on a search criteria that you had. So the phone is still ringing in this case, and it's going to stop ringing if I decide to hang up on it, as just seen here, and then I can redisposition it. And since they were interested before, I'm going to remain using that disposition, and I'm going to select it once and put myself on pause and then click the submit button. And now I will be on pause and able to return to the CRM. If I have not found my search criteria, I can continue searching through either by disposition or category, as we demonstrated here, or as through the other search criteria ability here, as an example, by searching for Hollywood, a city, as in this example. And by clicking the search button, these will be all the people that are located in Hollywood. If I bring it up, as you see here, these are Hollywood, Florida customers. So that is how the CRM search feature works in the MarketDialer agent portal. Thank you for attending segment number 6. This concludes, segment number 8. This concludes segment number 8.